Okay. So, yay, scuffles and kerfuffles right off the bat. So I'm doing. Hopefully I can. Okay, I'm doing obviously a live session today. Doing a higher self reading. That'll be a collective message for everyone who's tuning in today. And after the collective message, I will then pull journaling prompts and more succinct messages for each zodiac sign. So whether you're sun, moon, rising, however you are coming today, I will do that for the second third, if you will, or second portion of this live. And then for the last portion of the live, if I have some folks joining me today live, I will be able to take a couple of questions from you, and you know, pull some cards for you to answer one of your own personal questions. This I am trying to do for all of my lives. Take questions from those who are able to join me live at the end of the message. To note that if you would like a question answered, your question must be succinct, clear, and it shouldn't need any backstory, no run-on sentences, and it needs to be like one single question. So not like a question with a whole like 6 questions with a whole bunch of commas and conjunctions and stuff to make it into one sentence. It needs to be one singular question that is succinct and clear. Okay? The reason why I'm saying it at the beginning of the message is so that you have some time to think about it. Or you have time to think about it for a future video. Again, my intention is to do this for all of my readings, all of the videos that I have readings in, planning to take questions. So if you're watching this on playback, you can join. Sorry. Mute. Okay. Yeah, so I have my laptop pulled off to the side. If you heard me talking twice, that's why I just muted myself, but I just want to be able to monitor the chat when I get to the questions. So don't post your question until I get to that portion of the video. All right, is this? All right, started. So again, we're going to do a collective message for everyone who's joining today. I'm going to go ahead and get some things together so I can do, oh, that's good. Well, I'm going to I'm going to drop things apparently. I'm going to do numerology first to guide us. Okay. Numerological energy. These are higher self messages. Higher self. That which is beyond space and time, that sees our past, present, and future. I really like tapping into higher self energy because of that. Because our higher self is connected to the cosmic energy and to who we are, again, past, present, and future. So let's get some guiding numerological energy for our message today. Number 3. Okay. Number 3. Number triangulation. The first like stable number to create form is the number 3 as well. The number 3 connects to like social ingenuity and being able to develop relationships, but more so wide rather than deep. Okay. So the number 3 is very sociable. There's a youthful energy to it. I always kind of connect it to Mercury energy, which Mercury is not associated with the number 3, but that's kind of like that youthful, sociable sort of energy is what I get from the number 3. So This is going to be for later. So I'm going to put this off to the side. And we are going to start with Tao. I'm feeling. Okay. What is our collective message today? What is the collective message for today? Upside down. Inner truth. Okay. I'm vibing on that. All right, so inner truth is our guiding energy today, our guiding message today. Wisdom of the heart, insight. So I feel like our higher self is directing us inward, is asking us to look within ourselves for clarity, for alignment. I don't know how well you can see the imagery for this. I'm going to try to put a little closer. Wisdom of the heart, insight, clarity, purity, intuitive knowing, consciousness. This feels like the high priestess to me as well, like that kind of energy, the ace of sword kind of energy. And it is a number 7 energy. When we reduce 61 down, it's a number 7, which the number 7 is about seeking knowledge, seeking understanding, seeking wisdom. So it's more about the seeking, that the activity of searching for answers, that is almost more important than what the actual truth or wisdom is that you're getting. And it's more about the process of seeking, of taking initiative to gain insights. All right, let's see what our tarot has to say. Let's see what tarot has to say. All right, let's see. Some of you might be going through a challenging time, but maybe specifically changing direction of your will or purpose or focus might be shifting in life. Some of you may have come into some hardship or difficulty, particularly in the physical realm, and you could be questioning your purpose, questioning your path, questioning whether or not you're doing something that you're passionate about or excited about. And so that's why this sojourn, like inner truth, I just got the hermit too, hermit energy as well. And so let's see, what's the direction for this energy? Again, it feels like we're searching for messages coming your way, clarity through messages. It could be literally this message that you're listening to now. I feel like it could also be messages coming your way within the next weeks, potentially 8 weeks, which would be a couple of months. Potentially, I'm getting for some of you like either reinvigoration or excitement around what you're doing, career, like that's what I'm like feeling, career, the things that we do in life. It could be career, it could be volunteer work, but it's something to do with action, activity, where you're putting your energy into, you're acting upon that thing, getting exciting messages or getting exciting news. It feels positive, and it feels like it's going to produce some sort of clarity, some sort of relief from whatever this difficulty is representing. That 5 of Pentacles. Some of you don't feel like you're able to manifest your dreams. Some of you feel like your creativity is being stifled. And yeah, it just feels like there's a disconnect between like your inner, the inner workings, the inner world. So when we're talking about clarity and intuition through our subconscious spaces and pulling the truths up from our subconscious into our conscious spaces, that's very much so water energy. And so it feels like potentially you're disconnected from your water energy. And no matter how you identify, whether you identify as a fire sign, air sign, water sign, or earth sign, we still have all of the elemental energies working within us in different capacities and percentages at various different points in our life, right? So you have water energy in you whether you identify as a water sign or not, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So again, it feels like maybe you're disconnected from your intuition, like your the things, like the creative things that you want to do, you either feel stuck, maybe you feel stifled, you don't feel like you are able to get it out, I guess is what I'm struggling to say. Maybe you're even struggling to find words, or struggling again to produce creative works. And your manifestations are also stunted, struggling, difficult. You're not manifesting the things that you're asking for. There's some sort of a blockage, a difficulty, a hardship. And it could also be like your physical environment is impacting your ability, again, to focus on your manifestation, to even to believe, right? Like, it just feels like your physical world is almost like it's the difficulty or challenges within your immediate physical world are making difficult other things in your life. So I find it interesting here that reversal energy in your reflective spaces, both of these energies are reversed. There's blockage and difficulty and struggle in your inner world, which is why I feel like we opened up with inner truth. So when we are clear inside of ourselves what our path and purpose is, which is really what my channel is all about, it's really about getting aligned, getting realigned, and staying aligned as much as we possibly can as humans in this kind of chaotic existence with our path and purpose in life. Understanding that this path that we often connect with our truth isn't always a linear, and it shifts and it changes and it morphs and it transforms. It is as complex as we are complex. And so sometimes when we explore these ideas of like truth as, this singular thing, sometimes if it might feel weird when that singular thing is multiple things, right? That come together in a harmonious way at some point that we might not be able to see in our current state. So again, this is why I'm asking higher self for guidance, because our higher selves, again, they're connected beyond our corporeal existence, right? They see beyond the Five of Pentacles, that difficulty, that struggle, potentially physical ailment or sickness, or it could be spiritual or emotional or other things as well, but it could certainly be physical. And you could be in it, in the middle of it. It could be a multi-year thing. You could be on the tail end of it. Because this is a collective reading, we're all kind of coming to the table in a different, capacity or a different place and space. But it generally feels like the message is saying that if things are difficult for you right now in your physical, earthly world, there's a very good chance that there might be other aspects of your energy that are also struggling. You might also feel blocked or unable to focus on your passions, on your creative endeavors, on the things that help you feel connected to yourself and to your journey in life. Your manifestations might not be coming or happening the way you want them to or envision them to. And I feel like generally there's a message of that's normal. You're not weird. You're not strange. It's completely normal. It's just a part of the process, and that if it is raining, eventually the clouds will clear and the sun will come out. And that to me is what the Eight of Wands upright is representing here. That eventually there will be energy, like the energy will start moving again. There will be activity. There will be excitement that returns kind of to a place and space of potential staleness or struggle or difficulty. We are gonna get some concluding energy or guidance. Moving forward, guidance for the collective today. I feel like this message is also like, because this is a collective message, I hope that it also translates that you're not alone, right? This is how the collective is feeling. The collective is feeling like maybe things are a little bit more difficult or challenging in their physical plane than maybe normal, or maybe than they're used to. Generally, maybe feeling stuck from a passion perspective. You're not maybe excited about things like you used to be, or you're not as creative as you want to be. Your manifestations aren't happening quite the way you want them to. So again, I feel like maybe collectively we all need to take a break. It's so serious. Like, that feels like a very real message. Increase. Ooh, you know what? So I love that this is the message that is being connected to kind of forward momentum. It's kind of like, okay, generally, like, things are kind of struggling right now, difficult. They kind of suck, right? But what, right? What's next? What's the hope? What's to look forward to? And I feel like this was the perfect message to communicate, to answer that type of question, right? Increase, abundance, fertile ground, encouragement, overflow, expansion, sharing, reaping rewards. I'm getting the message right now, and this could be very specific to that someone needs to hear. Don't give up. You're almost there. Don't give up. What I'm also feeling is, so the Five of Pentacles, I am seeing right now these individuals leaving something that looks like a solid structure. They're venturing out, potentially injured or wounded or in precarious situations, but they're venturing out into the cold and adding insult to injury almost, right? Like, not only are you in an infirm state, but it's snowing, like the weather's not cooperating. So you're going through this difficulty and challenge potentially in multiple places of your life. You're leaving something that, at least at first glance, looks like a strong, stable, shelter structure. I'm getting the message that some of you might also be contemplating or potentially venturing out now or soon into maybe business for yourself, or you're taking some sort of risk, it feels like, by leaving that kind of stable, sure structure and venturing out into this difficult situation. But what I'm getting with increase here is that you are leaving something that is not great, even if it looks great, or even if it looks fine, or it looks okay. It's not great. It's not truly connected to your deeper purpose. You're not really that passionate about it, even though it might be a sufficient thing, right? It's not the worst thing, but it's also not really great, right? And it feels like, again, that there's a risk being taken here, because you're leaving that which is fine, and you're searching for that which is great, that which is aligned, that which you're passionate about and excited about. And I feel like increase is basically suggesting that it's there, right? Fertile ground exists, but it doesn't exist in the place and space where you are, because if it did, we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? I feel like also, and this is personal to me as well, this message, that okay is okay, but we're not here to be okay. It's okay, you know, it's good to check in and be like, I'm okay, I'm not okay, but that's not why we're here from a, again, higher self, that bigger picture perspective. We're here to truly connect to ourselves in a deeper and more profound way, and then to put that knowledge and information into the world in some positive way that is productive, that is helpful to a larger, greater purpose. And if you are not connected to something that excites you, that doesn't mean that you love everything about it. There are definitely going to be things, right, inside of that, our bigger purpose, that we might not love. But every time we show up to whatever this thing is, we enjoy it. It excites us, makes us smile. It makes us feel connected. We know we're in the right place. We know we're doing what we are supposed to be doing, what we're intended to do. Yeah. This message just holistically just feels like an acknowledgement of potentially not being where we want to be, an encouragement to continue, even if it's difficult, continue seeking where you want to be, and then taking action toward that, and then understanding that the universe is going to move. Once you decide and you take the first step, you take the risk, the universe will move in your favor. That's just how it works. The knife popped out. All right, let's see if we can get some charms. Oh, lots of charms. One of them flew. Oh, the leaf. I call it the leaf of change. It flew way out. So change could definitely be a prominent conversation or topic right now in your life. So the focus again, so in the focal position, I don't know how well the charms are coming up on camera, but we have this house and a tree that is encircled inside of this rectangle. And part of me feels like this charm kind of represents the idyllic version of the home, right? A physical building representing a house or a home. And then the tree representing kind of like your roots, your ancestors, home, family, things like that. Home spiritually. But it feels like, but you could also potentially be in a place where you are envisioning what that home looks like, what home looks like to you, what family looks like to you, kind of like this cropped and specific sort of imagery or state of home and family seems to be top of mind. I feel like that could also be there again because our Five of Pentacles, right? We're walking away from something that's really stable in this Five of Pentacles energy. And so I feel like that could also be represented. Maybe, again, with leaves of change kind of like flying out. Your home, your house, physical, emotional, spiritual, shifting and changing. And that's kind of a focal point for you right now. The Queen of Pentacles is in The love zone. There are also several other charms in the love zone. Romance, self-care. Excuse me. Some of you might be either feeling tied to or locked into another person's energy. And of course, if you are in partnership with someone else, their path, their purpose, where they are in their journey is obviously going to impact you. So some of you might be feeling locked or trapped or something like that. For those of you who are not in a connection, I'm getting the message that it's very possible that maybe you feel locked out of love, or romance or partnership generally. You're searching for the key. That could be something that you're looking for. We have the elephant. Elephants here in love, which I connect to like matriarchal energy. This huge anchor through the wheel. Again, love, the rose here, which represents love, like romantic love more specifically. But yeah, it feels like there's like difficulty within the love zone, feeling anchored down, feeling like you don't have the ability to move toward it or maybe move away from it or something. It just feels like there's some sort of blockage there. We have the dove. Peace in romance. Peace in romance when you focus on yours, like taking care of yourself, making sure that you don't leave yourself out of family, home, and the prioritization within that realm of life. The Queen of Pentacles definitely connects to our physical space, like our physical home, also our body, because our body is like our kind of first layer of home here, right? It contains our spirit, it contains our spiritual energy. So caring for our bodies is a part of caring for our homes, right? It's if you were to think of like a nested doll, it's the tiny little doll that's inside of all of the others. So the physical home then keeps the body, and then outside of the physical home, that's your community or your neighborhood, that sort of thing. But you are also there physically. The solar plexus chakra is being highlighted in your health, your self-care, love zones, like love zones. Oh my gosh, there's the key. I literally just saw that the key is in health. We have a lock here in partnerships. It just generally feels like there's a message like focus on yourself and more specifically your health, your well-being. And that's health in a more holistic way, not just your physical health, but also your spiritual health, your emotional health, that sort of thing. We also have the clock connected to health as well. A part of me feels like that's saying like you have the time, like, or take the time to do this. It's worth it. It's valuable. We have another anchor here in family. Again, some of you might be physically stationary, immobile because of familial responsibilities. We have the crown on top of the couch. Some of you, I'm getting a couple of messages like were floating in. That's why I was like trying to process them. Some of you, it feels like, are being anchored down by some sort of familial connection. It could be a spouse. I'm also getting like a female, but like an older female. So either your mother, grandmother, or an in-law of some kind that feels feminine. It doesn't have to be, but that's just like the energy that's coming to me. It's not necessarily that they're literally sitting on the couch, but it's like their comfort is somehow a burden for you, or something that you have to focus on. that's taking some of your energy. I don't know if this is making any sense. It might be very specific because charms typically do that. So please, by all means, feel free to interpret the charms as you see them. I'm just going off of what I'm feeling. We have the microphone in the spiritual zones on the so it's like the voicing the opinion, speaking your truth, magnifying your voice when it comes to your spirituality and your truth in that realm. We have the cassette tape in finances, another house imagery. It's standing alone though this time, and it's straddling between career, business, and finances, and wealth. So it could be, again, a literal representation of the place, like the physical place where you stay or you live. It could also generally be talking about shelter. Could be where you work. Career and business, we have the bee energy here. You know, I love the bee energy, and particularly love the bee energy in relationship to career, because bees are, you know, the worker bees, right? They're always doing something. There's an active energy. And what I want to point out, I just got a chill that went up the left side of my head. But what I wanted to point out is that we were talking earlier in our message about just generally feeling disconnected or just unhappy or not excited about what we're doing. The bee has and understands the assignment and executes on it without question. And so I feel like you want to get to that place with the bee, like the bee, where you understand your life's assignment, right? Alignment with the path and purpose. And you want to be able to execute on it and move forward in it, and conjure up the energy from your solar plexus chakra. I mentioned earlier, I know I'm jumping all over the place. The messages are just coming so fast, it's difficult to like articulate them as fast as they're coming to me. But I mentioned earlier, kind of between charms and the message, that we all need to kind of take a break. It just collectively feels like we are tired. Like we are tired, we are fed up, we don't love life right now. Maybe things aren't quite working out the way we want them to right now, but I just feel like it's okay to exhale, to take a break, to take a moment, to set aside time. We waste so much time. I'm guilty of this too. We waste so much time that we can set aside some of that wasted time to rest in our explorations of our truth here. I'm telling you, like, this is why I started this channel, was this idea of alignment with passion, with path and purpose, and to be passionate and excited about life. Like, life is supposed to be exciting. Not that there's like always like excitable things happening, but that we should be genuinely excited about opening our eyes every morning and taking a breath of air, because every day is just so full of possibilities. There's so much to do, yes, and to get done, true, but I want us to be in a place where it's less about what we have to do and more about what we want to do, and what we're excited about and passionate about is also what's supporting us, you know? Yeah, I'm just feeling very kind of emotional. I'm definitely channeling that energy right now. It's very much so there. Okay. Excellent. These are our messages collectively. So now I'm going to move us into, I think I started saying something and then I don't know. I'm telling you, channeling energy is no joke. All right, let's put this back over here. All right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect these cards. Now, we are going to move into the second portion, which is we're going to keep our number 3. Can you see that? I think so. Maybe. We're going to move into our journaling prompts. So before we do this, I wanted to share with you. I've shared a couple of videos already about my physical journal making, but it's all based off of a sojourn, a truth-seeking. This is, I love when messages align with each other. So I had this obviously off to the side because I just grabbed it because I was planning on talking about this. But our inner truth guiding Tao card is connected to the sojourn that I went on to, where I journaled every single day for 365 days. In, I think it was May 2022 to 2022 during that time. And so I live in a place that has 4 seasons, and so it's really beautiful with the leaves changing and all that beautiful stuff. But this was me experimenting. It's kind of like fragile and flimsy because I didn't know what I was doing. But I just wanted to show you this really quick before I pull some charms for you. And as I find them applicable, I will certainly be willing and open to sharing some of my journal entries with you in the future. So I started this month out in 2022, October 2022, with basically a digital diary. So these first couple pages are printed out, but then the rest of that month, after a couple days, I think 3 or 4 days, I shifted to handwriting. So the rest of this month is all handwritten. I was experimenting with like aging paper, and I was inking it and putting coffee on it and cooking it in the oven. I was doing all sorts of things. I'm messing with the edges of it, but I was just like really kind of enjoying the process of physically making something. I was doing some questionable and suspicious sketching in here. So yeah, I really just wanted to share this again. Like I do create physical journals. Again, it's a part of my process. It's part of my path and purpose. Not saying that it has to be yours. But I do encourage you, if it at all sparks your interest, to make your own journal. Again, even if you only do it for yourself. Nowadays, I use lots of recycled materials. So if you have an old cereal box or cracker box, or you can get some probably from someone, if you don't have any yourself, to go through this exercise and make your own little journal, your own, put your own hands on something. So yeah, I wanted to do that quick before I moved into providing journaling prompts per sign. So every sign is going to have its own journaling prompt, and you can pick and choose as you wish. You can pick the sign that maybe most connects to your energy, or choose your sun, moon, rising, or just pick the question that maybe connects best to you. So there's a ton of ways to do this, but I wanted to give you some journaling prompts again, showing you my journal, just to say that I think journaling is a wonderful way for us to capture our journey. And it's a part of the process of seeking that inner truth, seeking that path and purpose. When you capture your thoughts, you ask yourself questions and kind of go on this journey to answer these questions. And it's just, to me, it's all connected, and it's a part of enriching our experience here, and enriching our lives. So maybe that was a little too much, but you know, that's okay. So I'm just going to lay out the elemental energy, each of the signs. I'm also including their element, and maybe I'll pull a question as well for each of the elements if you want to pick that way. Just trying to give you some options. Maybe we're wider than tall, right? So maybe we will move this over. All right. Let's see. The order is suspicious, just to say that. Hopefully you can read these. Maybe I will put them in order. Oh man. Cancer, Scorpio. These are all out of order. Scorpio, Pisces. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We start with Aries and end with Sagittarius. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, we're going to go ahead and shuffle out. Let's do fire. So the question for fire energy generally, am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Interesting. The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? Feel free to take a screenshot of the rest of this card. So that's for fire energy holistically. For Aries, how can I deepen my trust right now? Trust, surrender, let go of the wheel. Huh. Yeah, Aries. Wow, that was triggering. You can trust. You can trust yourself. Ooh, I love that. Trust fully in yourself so that you can deepen your trust in others. Trust creates safety, and when we feel safe, we feel unstoppable. Ooh, yeah, trust. Trust is your guiding energy, or your question, I should say. For Leo, how does my body want to move today? Okay, getting up, getting out, I get it. When we move, we change our state and rise our vibration. This new elevated state becomes a channel for more energy. Remember in our reading, we were really low energy, right? Low energy, everything was in reverse except for the struggle. So now we're like, how can we pick our energy up? Are you moving your body daily? Are you passionate about it? Is it time to try something new? I love this message because if you're not a gym person, don't force yourself to be a gym person. Find the type of movement that you can commit to, that excites you. Again, I feel like today's message holistically was about what are the things that excite us. No longer living for okay, for barely just making it, right? Just making it. No, we're living for abundance. We're living for the things that energize us, that excite us. And, you know, taking care of our physical body is one of those things, and it should be an enjoyable process. And then for Sagittarius, what are the dominant emotions that run my life? Burn with desire. Ooh, if that's not the message from today. There is power in your desires. Let them be your fuel today. Your desires are your soul's wings, and it's time to take flight. Don't listen to anybody or anything that tells you it's okay to just be, to just make it, to just struggle through, you know. No, you are meant to be abundant. You are meant to be excited and invigorated by life. Sorry, I'm just passionate. Am I sorry? No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I take my sorry back. We should be invigorated and passionate about the life that we are living. And every time we open our eyes, it's an opportunity to live our dream. Getting turned up. Okay, let's move on to Earth. Earth energy. What are the journaling questions? So these are journaling prompts. I know sometimes, especially when I was first journaling, I was like, what what am I going to journal about? So that's what the intent of this exercise is to give you something to journal about, something to ponder and to think about. Again, digging into the deeper meanings and the deeper, asking ourselves the deeper questions so we can have deeper answers. All right, Earth. Let's see what our Earth energy has for us today. Am I afraid to be seen? The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. Time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love you are whole. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. Maybe not literally naked and free, but emotionally and spiritually, conceptually. Oh, heck, who am I to judge? Okay. What am I grateful for right now? This is for Taurus. What am I grateful for right now? Adopt an abundance mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. I could not agree with this more. During my 365 days of journaling, I also, at some point in there, decided to start my days from a place of gratitude. And boy, when I tell you, the peace. Like when you start your day from a place of peace, it's like really difficult to like move you from that space, right? Like when you start again from a place of excitement and gratitude, it just takes you. It can span the entire day, even when there's chaos and turmoil and difficulty and challenge, which inevitably there will be. That's life. But when you start from a place, because peace to me, peace is alignment with your true self. You are aligned when your mind is able to be quiet. Taurus or anyone else who's listening to this. Virgo, your journaling question. What am I most afraid of losing? Okay. As we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was to make room for what will be. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? What if it was a big fat lie? What if it was impossible to lose any of those things because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? When we are in a place and space of transition, and I think specifically when we're transitioning spiritually, and we start having deeper understandings of kind of like our purpose and how life functions and how we fit into kind of the bigger picture of things, we're not losing. Things are just transforming, right? That friend, that toxic friend is going away. So that friendship, not that particular one, but the bigger picture of friendship is able to evolve as you do. And Capricorn, how can I surrender even more in this moment? It is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. It's time to surrender. Let the universe have some breathing room to work. Let go of the wheel and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see yet, but you know is coming. This is totally a higher self message. What you cannot see yet. The definition of faith, according to the Christian Bible, is belief in that which you cannot see. Evidence of things unseen. You don't see the outcome yet. You can't feel it, touch it, taste it, but you believe, right? I believe that abundance and prosperity is in my future because it's in my present, spiritually, inside. The outside will come around. All right, let's move on to air. Let's move on to air. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are air signs. What are your journaling prompts? Let's see. For air energy generally, what do I believe about money? Do my beliefs match my dreams? I love this question. How does your relationship with money affect your current situation? Do you believe you are worthy? Do you believe you are capable? Do you trust money? Does money trust you? Money is an energy. It ebbs and flows. You are worthy of it. And it's your responsibility to heal your relationship with money as part of your waking up to the whole of you and your purpose. I love questions about money. Money is an energy. It's a currency that is connected to the earth and planes. And similar to anything else connected to the earth and planes, it is dependent upon the inner workings of ourself. It ebbs and flows as we ebb and flow. As our exterior world is a reflection of our interior world, money is the same. Like it's not any different. It's just a different currency. You could say time is a currency. You could say, again, money is a currency. You could say energy is a currency. You could say social connectivity is a currency, right? All these different things. Money. I love that. Ooh. All right, Gemini. Let's see what Gemini's question. Am I focused on what I am losing or gaining? Another question about loss. Are you going through some change? Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Endings are actually new beginnings. I love to think of them that way. They might not always feel that way, but it's good to be able to shift your mindset. Libra, am I letting fear stop me? Are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling, freezing, or giving up? The juicy secret is that you are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable, but it's up to you to see that by taking action. Stepping out on faith, that just like that phrase just came to me. You have to instruct the universe on how to move for you. So if you're moving in fear and you're scared of doing anything and you're worried about what's going to happen or what someone's going to say, then that's how the universe it moves for you, right? It reiterates your belief. It reflects it back to you. So if we face our fear, which that's actually what courage is. Courage. In order to have courage, you have to have fear. Because courage is about taking the step even though you're afraid to. Having no fear, you wouldn't need courage then. No? So, yeah. Release your fears. It's like, well, how do you... Easy for you to say. Not really. It's easier said, potentially, than done. Because it is going to require action on your part. But you can do it. Aquarius, who am I ready to forgive? Oh, okay. I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. Is it time to let go, forgive, and move onward? Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. Who do you want to become? And how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? Self-forgiveness. I had to come to this conclusion that you might forgive yourself once for something. But that's not to say that you're not going to like pull yourself back into the circle of beating yourself up over that same thing. You might have to forgive yourself multiple times. I had to learn that the hard way. I'm like, why is this still, like, I already forgave myself. It's like, yeah, but you weren't done with it. You know, you weren't done with it. your mind and whatever was still working, your emotions and your mind stuff was still working through all of these things. So you might have to circle back and forgive yourself again, and then forgive yourself for unforgiving yourself, you know? Like it's okay. Like, work it until it's complete, I guess, is the message from me, adding to that. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to have our water energy. And again, you can pick whatever question you want to, whatever either triggered you or whatever you vibed or connected with. So let's look at our water energy. Let's see. Water, generally, how can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. Choose one self-care action to do today. Set strong boundaries, meditate and listen to your heart, speak to yourself with compassion, focus on your strengths, say no to something that isn't a soul yes. Say yes to something that you are afraid of, let go of what you cannot control, stay far away from drama and negativity, ask for help and allow it. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. I love this question for water energy holistically. I think it's perfectly okay also to take multiple questions with you. Excuse me. Or take enough to journal for every day this week, or however frequently you journal or something like that. I feel like this is a wonderful one. Cancer. What can I burn? Ooh, just jumping right up in there, aren't you? Burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism. The images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. I love that. Purge. Purge, Cancer. That's your message. Scorpio, am I communicating my needs? Your needs matter. Period. What are you needing right now that you haven't communicated? What are you afraid of? Is it possible that what you are fearing is not true? Your needs matter. Love that message. And it's also this idea of communication. So I have a lot of Scorpio placements in my birth chart. And we tend to be, we're the assassins of the zodiac, meaning that we move in the shadows. We are very private people. We move in the shadows. And I feel like messages around this message, particularly around communicating our needs in a way that whoever we're trying to communicate with, whether it be ourselves or someone outside of ourselves, that we're communicating in a way that they can receive our message. So it might be verbalizing it or articulating it or feeling it. Allowing the feeling to be what it is, right? Sometimes we suppress, right? Because we can be very have a tight grip on the water energy that holds emotions. Like emotional energy is inside of water. Sometimes we can hold tight to those things. Let them flow. Water is meant to flow. Its natural state is to flow and to move. And when it's being trapped too long in a certain place, it gets stale. And not great things happen in that stale place. So communication is also like an extroverted exercise. It's a divine masculine exercise, whereas water energy is a divine feminine energy, right? And again, Scorpio, I feel like holds very close, holds very tight to that that energy. So allow it to be expressed, the needs. And then Pisces. When was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? That made me laugh. I love that. Go back to a moment when you laughed so hard you almost peed your pants, or maybe you did a little bit. Shh, no one's gonna tell. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting, your eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two. Laughter is healing. It reminds us to take life less seriously and find the joy in the littlest things. Note to self, laugh more often. Make somebody laugh today was just the soul action. I love that. You know, when I get together with my father, we tend to just goof off, and like laughter is absolutely a part of the equation. Even if the conversation shifts to other things, laughter is a given. Yes, laugh more. I feel like our reading today just wasn't very laughy, so I'm glad I'm glad that we had a message about laughter, and that was our final message, and it feels very connected to our message about increase here. Again, feels very positive, upbeat. Yeah, so this is the end of kind of the general message. I'm going to look at the chat and see if we have any questions. Again, you can ask one personal question. The question must be singular and succinct and clear, so that we can get some answers for you that are singular, succinct, and clear, right? The more clear the question, the more clear the answer to the question. If you are watching this on playback, if you are able to join me for a live, I am planning to take your individual questions, a couple of them, maybe 2 or 3 of them at the end of my live readings, only for the readings though. At any of the live readings, I will take a couple of questions at the end. I will stick around for another couple minutes to see if someone posts a question in the chat. If not, we will keep going. Or I guess we won't keep going. We will part ways for this go around, and I'll see you in a future message. Okay. I hope this was helpful. Again, when I first started in my journaling journey as a part of my kind of spiritual sojourn, I didn't really know where to start when it came to like journaling and kind of there's so many things that I could ask myself that you kind of blank out, right? So I think this is a good way of kind of being able to isolate some particular topics, and there's definitely repetition as well. I love this deck. This is called the Soul Truth deck. This is a wonderful deck. Again, for that questions, I also use cartography spreads for my journal, like to help me journal, just giving me things to think about and to explore and to seek, which was the initial message today. All right, beautiful souls. Again, if you are able to join me for a live, I will take a couple of the live questions at the end of all of my live readings. Again, if you're watching this on playback, join me for a live at some point if you have a question that you would like to ask. If you're not able to join me for a live and you're interested in a personal reading, sometimes, very infrequently, I have personal readings available on my Etsy shop, and only at that location. If there are any available, that's where they would be. And I'll try to remember to link my Etsy shop in the description. All right, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. And I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming video. Blessed be.